Hi, I thought I'd put together a little video blog to tell you about my few days away in Uganda.
We are happy to see you.
For those that don't know, I was invited to go away for 3 days in Africa to look at the work of a charity called Fields of Life, who do some amazing things across the country and experience firsthand what life was like in a developing country. The trip was with other business people and was designed not only to showcase the work that Fields of Life do, but also give us a platform to inspire us to take on projects in our own businesses that we can actually embrace and get involved with.
This is really dangerous to the children. So the problem with this is that once you start on it, you have to have enough money to seal it all together and finish it.
Whilst on the ground, we got to visit numerous schools, some of which were in the remote Ugandan countryside, still coming to terms after years of civil war. Others were built in the middle of slums right in the centre of the capital city, Kampala. In addition to the schools, we're also really lucky enough to visit an orphanage set up by a guy called Roger. The place was called New Beginnings, and I think every single one of us on the trip felt so humbled listening to the stories of the 80 kids or so that he looked after, and also learning about his own personal journey in creating the centre, which has become a little bit of an oasis in the depths of rural Uganda. We were also lucky enough to visit some of the drilling rigs, Fields of Life Fund, digging for fresh water, providing a vital lifeline to many remote settlements. These wells enable thousands of people to access fresh drinking water. It seems quite crazy really that we're only on the ground for 3 days. We spent so many hours in a minibus driving from project to project, seeing remote settlements, seeing shacks on the sides of roads and wondering how people survived in such poverty. I do know from my own personal experience that I think all of us felt personally inspired by the people who ran the projects or the work that was being undertaken. It feels really strange that we were literally on the ground for 72 hours in Africa, but at the same time I feel that I learned so much.
So when I came in here, this area, it's known as, it's called Lusaze, which means death has struck another one. And the second community there is called Kosovo. It is nicknamed after Kosovo of Russia. The gangs came and killed each other during the time when there was war in Russia. Then Lusaze started during Idi Amin's time. They killed many people on the street. They didn't have anywhere to bury them. So the city council by then, they decided to bury all the people who were killed on the street in this area, just somewhere up here.
At the moment, I'm working with a team at Amelix to try and figure out what we can do to give back to some of the places that I've visited. One of the projects we've already launched is at Amelix Telecom. We've pledged to provide some computers and an internet connection to a project called Treasured Kids, which is a school that has been built on the site of a rubbish dump in the middle of one of the slums in Kampala. It's hoped that by giving kids the experience and knowledge to use computers, they'll gain the necessary skills to go out and seek employment in the city.
Thank you, Amelix, for the broadband and the computers you have created to us.
We're also hoping that the internet link that we're putting into the slum will be able to enable partnerships between that school and schools in the UK to help educate young people over here what life is really like in a Ugandan slum. The telecom team is currently working on a suite of tariffs which will allow us to fundraise and connect more schools around Africa up with broadband and create links with other schools in the UK, providing an educational and skill resource both sides of the planet. Out of all the schools we visited whilst we were on our trip, I think I was most impressed by the people, more importantly the kids that we met. When you meet people who literally don't have anything but are so happy to see you, you just can't help to feel humbled. We couldn't have been made to feel more welcome. Everywhere we went, we were met by entire communities who performed and sung and just made the experience magical. It's strange and I don't really know how to explain it, but the welcome was so genuine and the happiness was just so humbling.
Treasured Kids, we've been praying and trusting God to get a computer and a broadband where we can have communication. And we've been planning and to set up a computer lab, but we didn't know where to start. But we are so blessed that when he came in, he's donating 2 computers, is helping us to get the internet. We trust that this is a good beginning.
The broadband and computers into the schools is just the start of many projects we hope to get off the ground at the Amelix Group. I'm going to be working with the rest of the team over the next few weeks to see other projects we can get off the ground, to see how we can make a difference. I think on a personal level, I've been very fortunate to have experienced such an amazing place and met such amazing people. For me now, the challenge is to try and work out how we can devise something that is, and to use the word that I think is often overused in business these days, something sustainable moving forward. I also think we all need to rethink our buying patterns. Aid is a great short-term fix, but fair trade is what's needed to fix things long-term. If we can help upskill and provide resources for the country to develop, we're on to a winner. I was really impressed with how thought through and well-planned the Fields of Life projects were. Employing local people on the ground to deliver the projects, they're helping to create something long-lasting in the country for many years to come. It's really strange now being back in the UK. You can't help making comparisons after a trip like that with your own life. When you compare how happy children are in communities we visited who literally don't have anything, it really gives you a chance to reevaluate the important things in life. It was also amazing how these kids looked out for one another. On one of the days we were provided with ham sandwiches, and when we visited one of the schools we gave some of the sandwiches to the kids who had never had bread or ham before. And instead of taking them for themselves, they were sitting on the floor dividing the sandwiches up to share with others, so every single one got a bit. This instinctive kindness is something that was really powerful and I think we could all learn from. I'm also hoping that the Amelix Foundation, which is all about entrepreneurship education, could learn a lot from the schools in Africa. It really impressed me how some schools have purchased land adjoining the school, and the kids work the land to sustain food needed in the school, as well as being able to sell some of it to the local community in order to pay their school fees. As you can probably tell from some of the video footage, the place was amazing, the trip was amazing, and as I start to sort through the various memory cards and pictures and videos, I'll try and get another more detailed blog up here soon. For now though, I'll leave you with the New Beginnings Children's Choir. If you knew the backgrounds of some of these kids and what they've been through in their very short lives, the way that they got up and performed and put such passion into it was really special.
Singing,